I was very scared about this, but let me tell you who I am. My name is Chizuru Yakamoto. I live with my parents and big brother in Japan. I was a huge fan of IC Sam. She's from the US. She made a show called Alphabet Adventure about Kate, her, D, and S going on adventures. But she had something dark away from the episodes. Let me tell you how it all started. I was chatting with IC Sam on YouTube, talking about her good times and replaying. And she said she uploaded a Alphabet Adventure episode called The Wild Letter. The thumbnail shows a picture of KIDNS looking scared, and there's yellow glowing eyes right behind them. I was confused by this, but I clicked on it and it showed a warning. Warning, this video contains violence, blood, gore, and sad scenes. Do not show this to a child. Dear God, I'm gonna have a bad feeling about this, I said. The video starts with the intro, but something was off. The Alphabet Adventure logo was blood red. As the intro ended, it showed the title called The Wild Letter from the thumbnail. And the music, when it shut, the title was from Super Evil from Making Themes. The episode started with the home castle at night, and it caught to Ai looking down on the floor.
Man, what a boring night.
And she was trying to talk. She hears something screaming off screen.
What was that?
I said in shock. She rushes to KDNS.
Guys, you hear that? Yeah, I hear it too. It sounds like someone screaming.
We should go outside to where the screaming is coming from.
Good idea.
The trio got out to the home palace and walks into the night. S began to talk to K, I, and D about the screaming and telling them the screaming was at night, implying it might be a murder killing a bunch of people. D gets angry a little bit, and he said,
S, shush.
Oh, sorry.
S then apologizes as they made it to an abandoned house. It was a black house with trees. When the darkness calls began playing, specifically music was used in Dark Deception.
Hey, there's a house.
Whoa, I'm pretty sure that house looks pretty abandoned.
Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's go inside.
Good idea, Dee.
As the music blurred, the trio began to investigate the house. I was scared. They checked every room in the house until they reached a large basement, revealing a brutal sight. Horror with Dee saying,
My letters!
As a suspense sound was heard. In there were the dismembered bodies and blood scattered all over the place. Most of them were the letter of A to Z. There's A, B, and C hanging on ropes. A's eye was bloodshot and she was vomiting blood on her mouth. B was struggling the rope on the neck and blood dripping out. C's too was broke out and blood is coming out. It cut to E, F, and G on the floor. E has blood on her mouth, F's nose was bleeding out, and G had a knife stab in the eye with blood coming out. I was confused by this. F is feeling down by the ships. It cut to the other letters of H to V. H's eyes are wide big and blood was coming out on his mouth. J's eyes are missing. L's eye was burned and bloodshot. M and N are dead. O's eye was bloodshot. P's chest was open with blood and in her rib cage and hard. She had tears in her eyes as she was crying. Q's head was been cut with blood coming out. R was hanging on a rope. T's eyes were blinked and his head was chopped off. U was coughing blood and V is having blood in her mouth. It cut to the last letters. W's eyes look goofy and bloodshot. X's hands are bloody and burned. Y's eyes are gouged out, and his face looked pale and almost looked like a zombie, and Z's mouth was burned. I came to the realization thinking what that was aired on YouTube. Man, I've seen darker and gory moments in anime shows and movies, like My Star and Danganronpa. But this came across so brutal, and it get into my head to this day. Anyway, I was shocked at that sight of the December bodies. So KID and Ness began roaming around in the basement with the bodies and blood all over the room until they came across an assortment of tools that used to kill off the victims. Knives, machetes, saws, scissors, hooks, chainsaws, bats, swords, axes, flamethrowers, katanas, all sorts. As it goes on, KID and Ness leave the house and they see another letter. Her appearance is what the thumbnail described. It's an deep sea eye, and her face was blanked. She was just about the average size as I. She starts to confront the wild letter, telling her why she had kidnapping people and murdering them through the night. The wild letter does not talk, however, but she responds. The camera zooms into her face, revealing a face that is wild and creepy. She had yellow-red eyes, her teeth are sharp, she even lets out a scream, which is the girl screaming from it was used on Sonic.exe. I screamed in fright and fear as she fell onto the ground, panting like crazy. She gets up before the wild letter tries to slice I's head off, but then dodges. KID and Ness ran out screaming as the wild letter chases after them. A wheelie weasel is now heard playing in the background, like it used in Wheelie's Wonderland. It goes around 30 seconds until the wild letter threw 3 knives towards KD and Ness, which they were stabbed. KD and Ness are screaming in pain and causing them to bleed out and die. I, all horrified, witnessed their best friend's death, causing her to cry out their names.
KDS, no!
And now the wild letter starts to confront I.
Why are you doing this?
The wild letter starts to speak, and she was voiced by Icy Sim. It sounded like the Reaper nurse.
Well, when your friends were asleep, I kidnapped them and take them to my house and killing them, but I forgot to kill you and your friends. Now, your friends are dead. What?
I explained. The wild letter then said,
Yes, and I am going to finish your life.
right before the wild letter is about to kill I, she was knocked out by a rock.
Ow! Who did that?
And it cut to the blue tea, the lime bee, and the green note popped out of the trees. The blue tea was holding a bat, the lime bee is holding a sword, and the green note is holding an axe.
Leave I alone, you meanie!
The blue tea shouted.
It's you three!
You better stop killing every letter, and including K, D, and S.
Well, you want to fight? Fine. Then let's fight!
Come on, guys!
Attack!
The wild letter grows sharp claws in her hands as a werewolf.
Yeah!
She and the TV attack started to fight like a remnants of a battle crime. I seen the blue tea, the lime bee, and the green O trying to kill the wild letter, and she had a shocked look on her face. The blue tea bonked the wild letter's head with the bat, and there was blood is coming out.
I finish her now!
I need to find something to finish the wild letter. She found a box with matches on the ground, so she picked one and light it up.
Alright, you wild psycho, this is for K, D, and S!
I shouted with a voice of rage and bravery. The wild letter's trying to kill the TVO text, and I throw the match and sets the wild letter on fire and causing her to burn alive. She let out a blood-curdling scream, and her body was consumed by the fire, turning her into ashes. After that, the wild letter was finally died. I was panting frantically, and she goes over to their now dead friends, K, D, and S. Song called Martyrium by Adrian Von Zandler began playing during this scene. I stared at K, D, and S's bodies in a puddle of blood. I began crying. The blue T, the lime D, and the green No are comforting her.
Oh, poor I. Oh, I. It's okay, I. Don't cry. Things will get better.
And the video faded to black with no end credits. I was very traumatized of what I just saw! I can't believe that the wild letter killed the letters, including K, D, and S! I went out of my room, and I see my big brother feeling worried. He said, Chizuru, I hate to tell you this, but our parents are visiting your uncle's house. Here's the note that your mom wrote. Takara gave me the note, and it read, Dear Chizuru, we'd like to visit your uncle's house. The pizza and the Pepsi bottle are on the table. Takara will take care of you if you need anything. We'll be back in 10 days. You should open the box, and I'll open the Pepsi bottle for you. I opened the pizza box, and the pizza has cheese and ham, while my brother is opening the Pepsi bottle for me. I tell Takara about the video when Icy Zim uploaded it on YouTube. My brother was shocked. Oh my god! I saw that episode! You see that too? Yeah, I seen all the brutal scenes and I got sick to my stomach. Oh my, I'm sorry about that video. That's okay, Chizuru. I felt so terrified about the video. But if you've seen this video, just watch it or not.